Hello, Dr. Irwin, fellow classmates, AEP 855, Module 7, Human Resource Frame. I did my frame a little different after thinking about it. I had the traditional pyramid and layers underneath, and I didn't think that really fit the way I looked at these resources. So mine's kind of unique going forward. Of course, it's me here in the middle with the principal. My first human resource frame was going to be the students. I put them on top. My connection with the students is important as leadership and making them feel comfortable with what's going on in the school and the classroom. So I connected them right on top of myself. Now, this is one of the reasons why I didn't like the pyramid style or whatever, was that just as important as students would be the teachers. Those teachers are resources that I have to make sure are doing the right thing, and I value them greatly, the professionals that they are, so I put them right underneath myself in the same level. I mean, if you look at it that way, they're at the same level as the students. Now, my next resource was parents. And again, it was hard if I put some parents on top of the students and on top of the teachers, it wouldn't really be correct, at least in my view. As a principal, as a building administrator, I've got to keep the communication channels open with the parents, so they're just as important as the students and the teachers. The next level is the office staff, and again, I know my human resource frame is a little unique, but I've been in 4 or 5 different schools, and I guarantee you, and that's exactly what's going on here at Elkhart. If you want something done, if you want to answer a question answered, if you want to know how to do something, you talk to the 2 secretaries that we have here at Elkhart. I'm telling you, they run the school, and they are very good ladies, Cindy and Deb, and I'm a teacher, and I lean on them heavily for a lot of stuff. And as a principal, I couldn't imagine trying to do my job without them. So I value the office staff greatly. Now, the next group that I used was the paraprofessionals. When I was in school, we didn't have this group of people to assist. My wife's a paraprofessional, and I've learned from her experience how important it is. My wife is a very good math person. She's got 2 years of college from Germany, but she's always been a math whiz, and the math teachers here in the school come up and tell me how much they appreciate a paraprofessional having the ability to help the kids with the math the same way the teachers do. And I think I put them on top of the students there because they really interact with students a lot. At least that's what I've seen here at Elkhart. So their importance, and they interact with parents, and they interact with the office staff. So that's kind of why I decided to develop my human resource frame this way. The next group, if I can get it straightened out here. There it is. The next group is a group that wasn't listed on the information for the module. Excuse me. I put a great value on the IT staff. So many things are becoming computerized, and we have a great IT staff here at Elkhart. It's just a couple of guys. Terry's been here for almost 35 years, so he understands everything, and I just can't imagine trying to get through a week without being able to ask Terry for some help on something on a computer, or our Apple TVs, or the iPads that the school uses. So I think the IT staff is very important. So I added them to my human resource frame. The next bubble here are custodians, maintenance personnel, and cooks. Now, the custodians, I put great value in the custodians. When I was a traveling consultant, I would work late at times, and I would make it I'd go out of my way to find out what the name the custodian was, because they kind of work in the background and almost invisible to some people, but I don't feel that way about custodians. The maintenance personnel, I mean, that's just common sense. School's not going to work unless things are taken care of and working properly, so they're very important. And the cooks, I have a special place in my heart for cooks. My mother, when I was in high school, my mother was a a cook. She was on the cook staff back when schools actually made meals and didn't fry everything. So when I was a sophomore, she was on the side dish there on the line. And as I moved up to junior and senior, my senior year, my mom had moved up to main dish. So, I didn't think much of it at the time, but I look back and I got to see my mom every day at lunch. And as I moved up the line, for some odd reason, Mom seemed to give me an extra portion of the main dish during lunch, and my friends just didn't think it was very fair that it was my mom dishing out the main dish for lunch. So, because I always seemed to get a little bit more than everybody else, but I have a special place in my heart for cooks. And the last group, community and alumni. Of course, the community is very important to make a school work properly, and the alumni. I kind of struggled to think about, how important alumni is. I guess the booster organizations and alumni organizations are important, but in my experience, I haven't had that to deal with alumni very much. But maybe it's because I've always been in smaller schools. I can see where, in a university setting or something like that, alumni would become very important money-wise and finance-wise. And the community is very important through the parents to support the school and what the goals are. So that's my human resource frame. I know it's probably a little different than a lot of people, but I just saw a way to connect these different people together. And I just didn't like the pyramid because, it replaced people down at the bottom of the pyramid, and it just, I don't know, it just didn't fit right for me. So thank you, Dr. Irwin, and rest of the class.